and responsible. What would you do that in one day, he lost everything? Kung kayo nasa kalagayan niya, sa isang araw, nawala lahat na sa kanya. Yung kayamanan niya, yung mga anak niya, yung pamilya niya, nawala sa kanya. What would you do that in one day, you will lose everything? How would you react? Alam niyo ginawa niya? Umaway po siya. Ano inaway niya? You give and take away. You give and take away. My heart will used to say, so blessed be your name. Yun po inawit niya sapagkat kinuha yun sa Job 1:21. Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Yun yung naging response niya sa kabila nung dinanas niya na nawala sa kanya yung mga anak niya, yung kanyang mga kayamanan. Again, Job, I will bless the Lord. Wala naman akong wala naman ako kahit anong dumating sa ibabaw ng lupa. Wala rin akong dadalhin. I'll just praise the Lord. Okay? So Job is a man whose suffering was unmatched by anyone. Walang pwede humaling tulad sa paghihirap na dinanas ni Job. That's the reason why James used him as an illustration. Why? First, he was terribly injured. Okay? Lahat ng uri ng sakit meron siya. Meron siyang ketong, bulutong, may ingrown, may tigyawat. Kung uso na ang corona, baka nagkaroon siya ng corona. Job was terribly injured and sick. But not only that, lagi natin naririnig yung masakit na katotohanan minsan, adding insult to injury. Injured ka na, ininsulto ka pa. Si Job, injured na siya, may ketong na siya, iniinsulto pa siya. Sino yung nainsulto sa kanya? Okay? Una, si Mrs. Job. Sabi ng asawa niya, I don't know kung paano nabuhay siya, namatay mga anak nila, pero yung asawa niya nabuhay, maybe for this purpose. Sabi ng asawa niya sa kanya, habang nagdurusa sa sakit, his wife said to him, simple lang suggestion ng asawa niya, are you still holding on to your integrity? Umaasta ka pa rin bang matuwid ka? Curse God and die. Curse God and die. Simple lang pa. Yung endorsement niya, advice niya kay Job. Sumpayin mo ng Diyos para mamatay ka na. Para makaganti ka man lang sa nangyari sa iyo. Sumpayin mo ng Diyos. Ang tindi ng kanyang advice. No? Curse God and die. So, again, that was terrible in the life of Job. Not only that, yung insulto niya, hindi lang nanggaling sa asawa, meron siyang tinatawag ng panahon na yun, Job's Dabarkads. May mga barkada rin siya. Sino yun? Tatlo yan. Una, si Eliphaz, the Temanite. Okay? Ikalawa, si Bildad, the Shuhite. Now, trivia. Si Bildad, yung taong pinakamaliit sa ibabaw ng lupa. Shortest, si Bildad. You know why? Kasi Shuhite. Kasi taas lang ng sapatos. Meron na kayong sagot. Pangatlo, si Jopar na Amay. Now, hindi ko babasahin yung mga sinabi nila, pero pare-pareho yung ibig sabihin na sinabi nila. Ang sinasabi nila, go to God, isampa mo yung kaso laban sa Diyos sapagkat sabihin mo na kasalanan mo yan. They were telling Job, you are suffering, it's because you are sinning. You are suffering because you are sinning. They are accusing Job, all of them are accusing Job that he is sinful. That's the reason why he's suffering. Mga kapatid, ito yung mindset, hindi lang nila noon, pati natin sa ngayon. People will always, many times, equate suffering to sinning. Kaya ka nagdurusa, nagkasala ka. Kaya ka minala sa buhay, may mga kasalanan ka. Na para bang sinasabi na yung mga masenso dahil matuwid sila, mabuti sila. Kung totoo yan, paano yung mga drug lords? Yung mga politiko, yung maman sa korupsyon. So hindi totoo, lagi, na you're suffering because you're sinning. Hindi yung totoo kay Job. Because in the sight of God, He's actually righteous. Okay? But we often thought this way. We often think this way. That many times our suffering is because we're sinning. Yes, sometimes, but not at all times. Especially in the case of Job. Ulitin ko lang po. That's the reason why yung tatlong double crabs ni Job nakaturo sa kanya, kasalanan mo yan, kaya ka nagdurusa. That's the reason why Job was compelled to ask to talk to God. Dahil sa accusation nila. Dalhin mo sa Diyos. Kaya chapter 13 verse 3, sabi ni Job, "But I desire to speak to the Almighty and to argue my case with God." Dahil sa pang-uusig nila. Again, maybe natutulak si Job na, okay nga, kausapin ko ang Diyos, tanungin mo ang Diyos. And so, sinabi ni Job lahat. Mga kapatid, inisa-isa ni Job lahat yung case niya. Hindi naman po ako tumingin ng masama sa babae, hindi naman po ako nagnakaw, wala po ako nagrabyado. Nakalista sa mga sumunod na chapters ng Job, yung mga cases ni Job na sinasabi niya kung bakit dapat hindi siya parusahan. Dahil wala naman siya kasalanan. Hindi naman siya masamang tao. Lahat inunumerate niya doon. Alam niyo yung sagot ng Lord sa kanya, mga kapatid? Ang sagot ng Lord sa kanya, ito. Brace yourself, Job, like a man. Maging lalaki ka. Harapin mo to. Tatanungin kita at sasagutin mo ko. Answer me, if you can. Isaksak mo sa utak mo ito. Napakalit ng utak mo. Ano sabi ng Diyos sa kanya? "Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me, if you understand." Nasaan ka nung tayo ko ang pundasyon ng mundong ito? Tell me kung naunawaan niya. Sabi ng Diyos. "Who marked of its dimension?" Sinong sumulat ng guhit ng mga boundaries niyan? Surely you know. Inukutsa na siya ng Diyos. Surely you know. Siguro alam mo. Who stretched a measuring line across it? On what were its footing set, or who laid its cornerstone? Sino ba nagtayo ng mga pundasyon niya? Hindi sinagot ng Lord yung mga sinasabi ng Diyos. As pinakita ng Lord sa kanya, nauunawa ba't kaya mo bang unawain yung ginagawa ko at yung nangyayari sa'yo? If you can answer that, siguro sasagutin siya ng Diyos. Pinakita ng Diyos kung gaano kaliit ang utak ng tao na hindi niya maunawaan yung ginagawa niya. That's why Job was silenced and he humbled himself before the Lord. And it led him to endure the suffering that he was going through and became more persevering and patient at that time. As a result, sabi ng verse 12, the Lord blessed, or chapter 42 verse 12, the Lord blessed the latter part of Job's life more than the first. More than the first. He had 14,000 sheep because before, he has 7,000 sheep only. He has 6,000 camels dahil dati 3,000 lang. He has 1,000 yoke of oxen, dati kasi 500 lang, and 1,000 donkeys dahil before 500 din donkeys. God doubled every properties, wealth na meron si Job. Hindi lang yan, pati yung mga anak pinalitan ng Panginoon. Hindi siya nagdoble dahil yung mga namatay, andun pa rin naman kapiling ng Panginoon at makakasama rin ni Job. Binigyan siya ng bago. The Lord blessed Job tremendously. Why? Because tama yung sinasabi ni James. Blessed is the man who perseveres under trial, because when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life that God has promised to those who love Him. God will bless you when you become patient and persevere during your suffering or your trial. That's why it's very important that you be patient when you are going through some suffering, it enables you to endure it. That's the beauty of patience. Lastly, patience helps us also to encourage believing. To encourage believing. What do I mean by that? The passage says, okay, above all, my brothers, do not swear, not by heaven or by earth or by anything else. Huwag kang susumpa. Huwag kang mangangako. Let your yes be yes and your no, no. Or you will be condemned. Bakit sinabi ni Santiago? Suddenly, biglang parang nag-ibento, no? Hindi po. It's still in line doon sa kanyang task. Sapagkat, you see many times, impatience, kapag wala kang pasensya, it tempts you as a person to make unnecessary oath or promise. Kapag wala kang pasensya, limbawa, gusto mong mapa-oo isang tao, o kaya makuha kagad yung kanyang paniwala, gagawa ka ng sumpa o pangako. Promise, nangako ako. I swear, sa pangalan ng langit, para na mapaniwala yung isang tao. We do that. Instead of waiting and being patient, we'd like na maniwala yung ibang tao by swearing. Nakala natin maganda. Di ba? Kaya minsan pag in-invite ka, sige, pupunta ako. Nangangako para lang paniwalaan ka. Mangako pa sa pangalan ng langit o kung ano man. Again, it's very clear. Brothers, do not swear, not by heaven or by earth. Hindi niya pinipigilan kang mangako, kundi pinipigilan ka yung mga unnecessary swearing or taking an oath sapagkat it will lead you to be tempted na imbis na maging patient ka, minsan ginagamit pa nga natin yung pangalan ng Panginoon. Ito yung mga unnecessary swearing. Ginagamit mo, instead of taking or doing it, being patient, pakita mo na tumutupad ka. Hindi kinakailangan yung unnecessary swearing or oath. Kaya sabi niya, do not swear, not by heaven or earth, by anything else. Let your yes be yes or no. Pag sinabi mo, sige, darating ako. Tuparin mo. Bakit kinakailangan yan? Because kapag nangako tayo at hindi natupad, anong resulta? It makes a person lose his integrity and ultimately his testimony. Paano mo mapapaniwala yung tao kung hindi ka marunong tumupad sa isang salita mo? Lalo na kung gumamit ka pa ng sumpa. Ginamit mo pa ang pangalan ng Panginoon. Mahirap kang paniwalaan ng ibang tao kung hindi ka marunong tumupad sa pangako. Amen. Hindi ba? Mahirap yun. Kaya minsan napipilitan ka para na mapaniwala yung tao, manunumpa ka pa. I promise. In Jesus' name, ginagamit mo pa. Tapos di rin natupad. Ano mangyayari? Again, you lose your integrity and ultimately, your testimony. Pero kung magiging pasensyoso ka, then, magiging totoo ka sa sinabi mo, and then you are going to encourage others to believe your faith, your testimony. People who are patient won't need to make an oath or promise just to seek an approval or to get things that they wanted from others immediately. This was quoted by James sa salita ng Panginoon Kristo in Matthew. Simply let your yes be yes and your no be no. We need to be patient. James is very practical. Upang maingatan yung patutuo mo na hindi ka nangangako nang wala sa lugar. Be patient. Let me end. We're just talking about patience and the Lord impressed this to my heart. Because in these past few days, I was going through some same testing about my patience. 3 days or 4 days ago, the Lord really, I felt something. I'm becoming impatient. Impatient in what? Impatient in my situation. Because it's already 2 months and more than 2 months. We had our vacation March 1, we went. And then nakat on the 19th, we are supposed to go back. It's already May, mga kapatid. 2 months from that 19th, almost 2 months. Suddenly, I felt, ano ba talaga? Tinitest yung paces ko. And it led me to ask, Lord, talagang, ano kaya? Makakabalik pa ba kami? O gusto mo pa bang bumalik kami? O hindi na? By the way, I don't have any problem with that kung ano man ang kalooban ng Lord. I learned already many times, even before, na I'm just at God's disposal. Pag sinabi ng Lord, tapos ka na dyan, I'll bring you to another place or whatever. But recently, I'm experiencing some tests in my patience. And I'm asking, Lord, ano to? Ba't tumatagal? Bakit hanggang dito pa nga walang nangyayari? Parang, okay, lumalaki na ang tiyan ko. The impatience is creeping in. More than 2 months now. I thought, okay lang naman ako, right? If you will na hindi na makabalik, it's okay. Dahil alam ko naman, and I believe, kahit kayo po dyan, and even sa UAE, the Lord will take care of you, and He is our Lord, and He is the Lord of the church. Di ba? And anyway, wala pong problema yan. Nobody is indispensable with God. Anyway, merong dadali ng Panginoon. Meron pa rin naman mga Robert dyan. Nandiyan si Robert Gulpo. Di ba? Robert. But really, honestly, I was going through some impatience. And what led me to be strengthened in times like this, as normal human beings, you're going through this kind of vulnerable things sa buhay mo na maging patient ka rin. First, immediately, I went upstairs and just be quiet and pray and contemplate, asking the Lord, unloading everything to the Lord. Ano ba talagang plano mo, Lord? Ano ba talagang I'm willing, whatever it is. So that's the first thing. When there's an issue in my life, I always inquire from the Lord. I always pray, entrust it to the Lord. Immediately dapat ma-release the Lord. Anything nakabigatan, I need to let it go sa Lord. Pero when going through that time ng prayer, I can sense the Spirit working. He's breaking something in my life, the impatience. And He did it by reminding me to understand and to remember, especially mga kapatid natin, na frontliners right now, who's trying to serve others just to save them, and being tested in their patience. I know how the threat of dealing with the people who has virus, that itself is really a test of patience. Yung mga damit na sinusot nila, maghapon, minsan siguro dyan hindi pa kumakain. And the Lord allowed me to contemplate on the struggle. How patient you are in serving and treating those sick people. But of course, the Lord also used to remind me, for those mga kapatid natin who are suffering from the virus, from the COVID-19. Yung mga kapatid natin, nakakausap ko, whose daily, their patience is being tested sapagkat inaantay nila kailan ba ako makakawala, kailan ba magiging negatibo na yung aking sitwasyon, yung aking test. And they have to deal with this every day. Hindi rin madali para sa kanila. They're waiting, when will they come out victoriously? Kailan sila lalabas? And some of them are going through some tough times dahil tumatagal, ganun pa rin, parang hindi nagbabago sitwasyon. It's hard. Their patience is being tested. Sometimes, meron na isang yung OFW na balita. Sa tagal ng test nung di nalaman, umalis na lang dito sa quarantine site ng ating gobyerno, tumakas. Nawala ng pasensya. It may be possible that when we are in that situation, mawalan din tayo ng pasensya. Pero hold on, kapit lang. Why? Because there's a saying, the moment you're ready to quit is usually the moment right before the miracle happens. Ulitin mo lang. The moment you're ready to quit is usually the moment right before the miracle happens. Yung time na para bang bibitaw ka na, kadalasan, napakalapit na ng time na mangyayari yung himala na inaantay mo at inaantay mo sa panalangin. So I don't give up. Yung parang nauwalan ka na ng pasensya, almost giving up. Pero hindi mo alam, and many times it's true, na nasa kabila na pala nito, yung inaantay mong kasagutan at himala. Don't give up. Wait for your miracle. It takes time sometimes. Hindi madali. Hindi rin madali that you go through this suffering. Pero again, I like this thought. Sometimes you just have to bow your head, going through the suffering, say a prayer, and weather the storm. Hayaan mo lang lumipas at dumaan. Just bow your head and pray. So pagkatsabi ni Pablo, mga kapatid, and I like the verse. Remember this verse? I share this to you. Be joyful in hope, be patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer. Mga kapatid, this global pandemic is here to stay for a while. We really need to have a sense of patience. Hindi natin alam kung hanggang kailan ito. Kailangan natin ng pasensya. Hindi lang simpleng pasensya, a lot of patience. A lot of patience. Patience that we need will help us to exercise waiting, eradicate grumbling, endure our suffering, and encourage believing. Because this situation may be God's way of making us grow maturely by being patient so that we can persevere. Perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Let's continue to pray for one another that the Lord will sustain us, enable us to come out victoriously. But first, let's grow and be patient. Let's have that sense of patience. God bless you.